Calaroga Shark Media.
Hi and welcome to Entertainment Plus, a short roundup of the top entertainment stories in today's news. We start with news about the British royal family. There were widespread reports that the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, planned to see his father, King Charles, during his recent visit to London. However, there was surprise and even shock when no such meeting took place. As Prince Harry's newly appointed British spokesman explained on Tuesday, in response to the many inquiries and continued speculation on whether or not the Duke will meet with his father while in the UK this week, it unfortunately will not be possible due to His Majesty's full programme. The Duke, he continued, is understanding of his father's diary of commitments and various other priorities and hopes to see him soon. The 75-year-old king has met his younger son only once since he was diagnosed with an unnamed form of cancer more than 3 months ago, and that meeting lasted no more than 30 minutes. Harry had dashed straight over from his home in California following the announcement of Charles' illness, but he was soon heading back to the airport following the briefest of meetings with the king. So why might His Majesty have chosen not to see his younger son this week? He doesn't need the drama in his life, explained one of the king's friends. Harry and Meghan have brought him and the rest of the family nothing but worries over the past few years. The king has long waited to use his position to make an impact. He founded the Prince's Trust in 1976 to help vulnerable young people get their lives on track. Later, he encouraged traditional architecture and became a passionate advocate of protecting the environment. Just a few examples of his many interests. In some ways, this might sound odd, but the cancer diagnosis has given His Majesty even more energy. Another friend tells me he spent decades waiting to be king, of course, and realizes that his time might be very limited. So he's determined to make as much difference as he can, as soon as he can. Frankly speaking, Harry and Meghan are a painful distraction that he could do without. Next, we have an intriguing story about a cryptic social media post by rapper Drake. The Canadian rapper and American musician Kendrick Lamar have been embroiled in a furious rivalry for years, which heated up recently after the two released a slew of shocking diss tracks about one another. Now, Drake may have shared a subtle message to Kendrick by posting a very interesting video to his Instagram stories. He uploaded a clip of a scene from the Netflix series A Man in Full that showed Jeff Daniels' character, Charlie Croker, laying on the floor seemingly deceased, while a voiceover reflected on how people will remember him after he dies. I don't mean this as a criticism, maybe I do, but when you die, will people notice? Jeff said as a video of his character lying on the ground flashed across the screen. When I go, there are going to be a lot of memories of me by a lot of people, many who hate me. Even so, a person needs to live with vigor, otherwise what's the point? Drake's post also comes only days after one of his security guards was gunned down during a drive-by shooting outside of his $100 million Toronto mansion. According to the Toronto Sun, the unnamed guard was lured outside by a car that was blaring loud music shortly after 2 a.m. on Tuesday and is now fighting for his life. Suspects inside the car reportedly opened fire after the guard came outside and hit him in the upper body, possibly the right arm. The guard remains hospitalized with serious life-threatening injuries. Toronto police told DailyMail.com that they could not confirm if the rapper was home at the time of the shooting. Despite Drake's ongoing feud with Kendrick, officials have not indicated any early link to the shooting. In other news, Kim Kardashian's appearance at this year's Met Gala has sparked a peculiar new cosmetic surgery theory. The reality TV star shocked fans with her impossibly thin waist during fashion's biggest night, with some even questioning if she'd had ribs removed in order to fit into her Maison Margiela corset gown. But now a new detail about her look has been called out by eagle-eyed social media users: her very smooth hands. Indeed, so perfect was the appearance of the reality star's hands that Dana Omari Harrell, who runs a popular plastic surgery-themed Instagram account at IG Famous by Dana, suggests she may have undergone hand filling, a surgical procedure that involves injection of dental fillers to reduce wrinkles. Sharing comparison images of Kim's hands, which the reality star herself branded wrinkly and gross back in 2022, Dana pointed to the fact that the skin appears much smoother than ever, with every wrinkle and line seemingly vanished. She may have done radiesse, dermal fillers, fat transfer, or Sculptra, or a combination. There are a couple other products people have been filling hands with too. Lasers and things like microneedling resurface and build collagen but won't fill. However, I do believe she's done laser resurfacing as well as filling, she shared. Dana added, she's also much thinner now than in the befores I pulled, all from 2018 to 2021, so her hands should have even less fullness than they do now after her weight loss, so it's not weight related. The caption went on to say that Kim has previously worn gloves to many events, as she has covered her hands with sleeves or even jewelry. She tends to pose with her hands where the backs of her hands aren't visible on camera. More entertainment in just a moment. Finally, we have a look at the upcoming historical film Firebrand, starring Jude Law as Henry VIII. Dressed in regal attire, a fur coat and feathered hat, the actor appeared transported back into the years of the 1500s. Aging his appearance with a long greying beard and deep lines in his face, Jude Law looked worlds away from his usual attractive self. Starring alongside Alicia Vikander, who plays Henry's sixth wife, Catherine Parr, the film is based on the 2013 novel Queen's Gambit by Elizabeth Fremantle. Fans were given their first taste of the film on Wednesday as the trailer was released, showing both stars transformed back in time. Alicia appeared barefaced as she donned a French hood while leaning in to kiss her husband. As the trailer began, the narrator explains, "In a rotten, blood-soaked island kingdom, there was once a queen by the name of Catherine Parr. She was the sixth wife of the vengeful Henry VIII. The 5 wives who came before her all met untimely ends, but Catherine's fate was to change the kingdom forever." After Catherine reluctantly agrees to marry the tyrannical king, she begins to do everything she can to push her own radical Protestant beliefs. However, when Henry returns from fighting overseas, he becomes paranoid and turns his fury as the radicals, as conspiracy regarding Catherine's involvement reverberates through the palace. The plot reads, "Everyone holds their breath for the queen to slip up, for Henry to take her head like the wives before, with the hopes for a future free of tyranny at risk. Will Catherine submit to the inevitable for the sake of king and country?" And that's it for the entertainment news for today. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice. Write us a review, hit those stars if you like the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Entertainment Plus.